Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Monday, December the 18th, 2023. Today we are pulling from the Astrology Answers tarot cards. So we have the 7 of Cups, and I feel like a lot of us are like doing our vision boards. And I feel like it's just like you will see, like I put like little green check marks about everything that has like manifested, and it's like you will see a lot of things that you were manifesting, and you've totally changed since January of last year or last year December, where it's just like you know how to communicate with the universe better and ask for the things that you want. When you are anxious and are unsure of things, you sit there and say, like, whomever you believe in, Yahweh, Yeshua, divine creator, Gaia, Mother Earth, your higher self, that they have already solved the problem. So it's like we've learned how close we actually are with the universe. Even like when we got the high priestess last week, they're saying we are in the sickle energy right now. We're in the waxing crescent. It's like more information will be divulged to you why things are happening. And it's just like, when I was doing this for Instagram, they were saying like conversations are being had that you didn't hear, that you weren't privy to. Actions are being taken that you're not privy to. So you will see like where it's just like with myself, it's like I had things in place already for this time of year because, it was just what was working out. But then on top of it, other things came in, and I'm just like, either I can run away from this or I can embrace it. It gave me a lot of anxiety. It triggered me to a lot of when Shane passed. It's not as crippling, but it's getting to that point. And I shared it with someone, like my mom, and I was just like, listen, this is how I'm feeling. And she's been wonderful helping me out and stuff like that. But it's just like, I feel like that's where the Ten of Swords comes in. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm very grateful for the grief group that I'm in with Nancy and Ed. And it's just like, they talk about that. And it's just like, we learn to build around it, but there's things that will still trigger us back to it, unfortunately. It's just muscle memory. And I keep saying to myself, this is not the same thing. Like this is a totally different circumstance. I think it's just because of the amount of pressure that is, going on here. I feel like that's where it comes in, So I feel like be kind to yourself, If you're able to work out at this time, like my workouts have taken you know what I mean? Like I'm so just like exhausted. I'm just like, I don't even have time for it, I'm doing a lot of physical things, but you know what I mean? It's just like, how you feel in that mindset, So if you're able to still incorporate it, but you know what I mean? Like do what you can. Don't burn yourself out. Like, just be very mindful of it. I love with temperance and exactly what we're talking about, going with the flow. But if with temperance card, a lot of the time leads to the sun. So I feel like with this, that's what they're saying. Like, this is literally leading to the sun. With the Ten of Swords, lifting, healing taking place. Like they were saying, like this, like it's very much a reflective time of the year. It's kind of like a full moon cycle. But I also feel like it's how much we've grown. I feel like right now for some of us, we really have to get into that masculine energy. I know this time of year is very triggering for some people. Like with myself, it gives me anxiety because it's just like, I know like, buying for people. I don't have to do this to myself. You know what I mean? But it's just like, that's why I started earlier in the year. I'm like, if I started earlier and planned this better, it won't be, anything, I still got triggered. My mom was talking about certain things and I'm just like, oh my gosh, because it's just like what's going on with us. But I know Yahweh and Yeshua have always put us in these cycles of blessings. So, like I said, they've already solved the problem. But I feel like with this masculine energy is like just speaking to your higher self and know that you got this. That's why they were showing us the 6 of Wands and the Chariot, where it's like with determination and dedication, you will be the victor wearing the wreath. And I feel like it's magnified, and I know this is magnified because I've heard it so many times. When the 6 and the Chariot are together, it is that much in a positive omen. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's just like embrace that energy. It's like it will work out, Like with myself with certain things, it doesn't have to be this way. That's why it was played Dayenu. It's only supposed to be played by Passover. But for me, I'm just like, Not only did you do this, Yahweh and Yeshua, but you did this on top of it, Dayenu. You know what I mean? Like, I can never thank you enough for what you've done. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is where universe is just like, we got your back. You know what I mean? Like, even though this is a lot. And I feel like this is with the star card coming out here. And they're showing, like, healing coming in. And I feel like, this is why there's, like, the two of them are between this Ten of Swords energy. It's like, you will make through this. You will have a positive outcome. After this rough patch, peace and harmony will be stored into your life. And that is the biggest message here. Like, peace and harmony will be restored. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but it will happen. They're showing December 28th, and I feel like they highlighted that date before, if I'm not mistaken. So just keep that date in mind. Write it down. It'll be around that date, because I'm pretty sure they mentioned Boxing Day before, if I'm not mistaken. So I feel like it's just like, be open for that. Let your emotions and everything just, sit there and, balance itself out. Drink your water. Try to eat healthy. I know this time of year it's hard not to indulge. Like, trust me today. Like, oh my gosh. We were, my mom has caught a little cold, and where she was getting medication, and she's just like talking about Christmas is coming up. We're celebrating it earlier because I have to work. So, we're all doing it early. So, she's talking about, like, because we're usually, like, talking about appetizers and this and that and what we're going to do and blah, blah, blah. And just like this year was just different. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I even told her, I'm like, if you go by last year, like, you know what I mean? This is what's going to happen. So we'll see what happens. Like, we usually, like, we get so many, like, tapas and stuff like that. It's just like by the time, like, the meal comes, it's like, I'm already full. Like, I'll have like a couple carrots or something like that. But it's just like, the way that I've been eating lately, and you know what I mean? Especially because the fact that I, have something going on. It's just like, you know what I mean? I know that I'll be conked out. But I feel like, you know what I mean? That's what I was telling her. It's like, don't go crazy, you know what I mean? With like a meal, because we get the appetizer. A lot of us love the appetizers, you know what I mean? Because we get the meats and the cheeses and the crackers, and it's like a tasting menu. So it's like you have a little sample of everything. So it's just like, and there's more, and it's like, oh, I don't need more. Like, I'm done. We have the strength card: bravery, courage, strength, resilience. And I feel like this is what they're saying in this time. This is who you are. I feel like, you know what I mean? Embrace the fire. Embrace that masculinity. Embrace like that. That's who you are. The universe will not give you something. I know. It's like, we don't think we're capable of things, but I feel like the universe is like, but you are, and they put blessings in our path. And that's why I was just like, so thankful that, with that, because I'm just like, thank you. Cause it makes it really does help me. You know what I mean? I'm just like, and she likes the way that I did things, and I'm like, we'll do the same for you. And she's like, okay. She liked that because I was just like, now you just come in and boom, and she's like, no, that's true. Wheel of Fortune, this is because this is in a golden precipice. They're showing turning the page. You know what I mean? I feel like we're writing in chapter 1. Or chapter 2, isn't it? Chapter 1 maybe still. You know what I mean? Because we had the introduction and we were starting chapter 1. So I feel like I thought that we're writing conclusions. So maybe this is part of the conclusion. But I feel like this is what's breaking open. I feel like this is what's going to take you to that next plateau. That's going to really ignite everything. This is where you're really going to skyrocket. This is where things are really going to take off. And you're just going to be like, whoa. And it's like, that's why it had to happen. You needed to be in there. You needed to sit there and, with the death card, change, transformation, people, places, and things, because now it's time. This is like, I knew I outgrew certain things. I knew that. Like, I needed that kind of like time out. I definitely did. I'm not gonna, but I'm not gonna take credit for any of that, because I know that was Yahweh and Yeshua. I know how broken I was. I had to watch like mass sometimes a couple times a day because I was just so broken. I just needed to hear positive words. I just needed it. I just needed someone to give me reassurance that it will be okay. I still read it. I write down passages that really spoke to me at that time, and I have it. It's in this recycled binder. I really like it. They don't have them anymore, which is unfortunate, but you can really customize it, and it's just like passages, or someone just spoke words that really just resonated with me, and I just sat there and like Omarosa, she was paying Big Brother Celebrity, and she's just like, you will wear your crown. And I felt so broken. I'm just like, but it's just like they knew. They were prepping me. They knew what I'm capable of. I know what happened wasn't my fault. It happened to us. We didn't ask for it. I remember that summer out in the backyard. I think I was fixing the sunflowers or something. And I was like, I would never wish harm on anyone like that. Only one person I've ever said that about, and I know that makes me a bad person, and I will never sit, like, I never pretend to be perfect, or anything like that, and I know that's not up to me. I just let go and let God, let Yahweh and Yeshua. But I feel like that's just where they know what you're capable of, and that's what the encouraging words that my soul keeps telling me. You've done this before. You will do it again, And they were showing me those stepping stones. When we were living there, we moved to there, And that's what they're showing me right now. You moved to there. Now you're moving over here. Just like when we were building everything up. But, that's why I'm determined. I will not let anyone stop me. Yahweh and Yeshua are by my side. And it's just like, if people have to leave my life because of it, then that's fine. I'm not that people pleaser anymore, or it's just like, upset because someone leaves my life. If, it sucks when people leave, because I get attached to people. I'm very loyal. But now that I've grown the way that I've grown, it's just like, they have to leave for a reason. And stop trying to force them to be there. They don't want to be there. Let them go. Let them move on, because it's not the same level anymore. And that may sound arrogant, but it's not. It's like, you need to work on what you need to work on, but I need to work on this now. Just like where everybody was up and I was low, and now we're coming up. And I keep telling my kids, it's just like, we work hard. We work hard for everything that we do. We're determined. We don't just settle, We're given opportunities. We ride the living dirt out of them, Try to make something magnificent, grand, Whatever you're going through right now, I hope you have someone to talk to. I really do. Sending healing white light to you, But just know, like, if you were going through pre-retrograde stuff, I feel like this is where they were saying the shift from Thursday on is where you're going to feel that change. You will see signs and symbols of this. Pay attention to your channel numbers. Pay attention to what Spirit is trying to tell you. Pay attention to things that resonate with you. Someone will say, like, even if you're watching TV and the words resonate, write it down. If you are able to, like, I remember when I was 8, it was like your children's first Bible. It was very thin. It was a picture book. I still remember it. I wish I still had it. I really enjoyed that one. And there was passages that spoke to me. And I wrote it out. And someone went and ripped them all up. Ripped it right out. I was so upset. I got a book from the dollar store. This is when dollar stores start first making appearance in my life. And they ripped it out. And I was so upset because I had written a lot, And I started doing it again in the winter of 2016. This is before Shane passed. And, I had folded them because I didn't think to get a binder and keep it. I didn't know if I was going to keep up with it or not, and I did. I ended up filling up the whole binder. Shane ended up, unfortunately passing away, and my life transformed. And, there's prayers in there that really resonate with me. And like I said, passages. And it's just like, sometimes it's great to go back and read those. I put a bookmark in it. And there's one prayer that I always read every night before I go to bed. And I read 2 pages of what I wrote out because it still resonates with me. And I feel like, You know, if you're someone that where words really resonate with you, I feel like that will be the same thing. You know, it'll be that same kind of energy and information you need. You know, it's just like, you know, even just to see how far you come, to read that and be like, wow, you know, that still resonates with me so much. And I remember who I was at that time. You know, it uplifted me so much. You know, I'm on my third binder now. You know, and I always sit there. You know, like I said, they sat there and they're like, you know, 7 weeks, something you really wanted, you know, was gonna happen. 7 weeks, and it's exactly 7 weeks. You know, I sat there and I wrote down there the date. This is what happened. You know, it's good to see how connected you are and their guidance that they're trying to share with you as you're on this journey. You know, it teaches you that, you know, when they tell you things, you can trust it. You know, because they always tell us, oh, you're crazy, you're this, you're that. You know what I mean? But it's like, we're not. They tell you those things because they can't hear them. I was literally reading the Torah last night, and it's like, you see with, I can't remember how it was worded, but it's like, use your eyes to see, or I can't remember how it was worded. Use your ears to hear, you know, use your heart to love. I can't remember the wording of it, you know. Maybe I'll take a picture of it and post it, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, let those who hear, let it hear, you know. And it's like, if you're able to hear, we're all able to hear. It's just what we give our energy into, you know. And it's just like, let those that are able to hear, let them hear. Those that are able to see, let them see. And I feel like that's clairvoyance and clairaudience, you know, the connections. It's like, you know, this year, seeing how connected everything is, and just like, you know, with Dolores, it's just like asking our guardian angels, our past loved ones, you know, Yahweh, Yeshua, who, divine creator, Gaia, Mother Earth, whoever you resonate with, for things to come in. And when we're anxious, saying like, you know, they've already solved the problem. Even though sometimes we can't see the answers, you know, or see the way forward, it's just like trusting and knowing that, you know, it will work out, you know. It all makes sense. And I feel like that's why they keep on highlighting the high priestess. It's just like, it will make sense. You know, like they were saying when I was filming for Instagram, conversations were being had that you weren't privy to, you know, and actions were happening that you're not privy to. So I feel like it's just, you know, I know it's anxious. The timing couldn't be like, you know, I don't feel like it's the worst. I just feel it's inconvenient, you know, because just the way, especially our family, and I'm sure this resonates with a lot of us, like this is the time of celebration. Like we finished the Festival of Lights, you know, we finished Hanukkah, you know, and then, you know, we're literally heading into Christmas. So it's just, you know, it is what it is, you know, but it's just like, if you're going through that anxiousness right now, I'm really sorry. I feel you, like, you know, try to find someone you could talk to, and hopefully they can resonate with you as well. They're like, I'm going through it too, or I felt the same things. You know, humanizes what you're feeling, that it's not just you. You know, be kind to yourself. Number one, be kind to yourself. And know that this too shall pass. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Monday, December the 18th, 2023. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card.